Hello and welcome to episode 75 of IOnTheTigers, a podcast all about the National Ice Hockey League, but one that always has an eye on the Telford Tigers. Contract extension to announce this week. Nothing happening at the Tigers in terms of that. It's at Swindon, and it is Chris Jones who has signed a 2-year extension to stay at Swindon. Good solid signing for them. Consistently puts up good numbers. Yeah, Swindon will be happy, keeping what I would imagine is a pretty important part of their team. Results. Let's kick off with Tigers 2. Tigers 2 were at home against Bradford Bulldogs. Saw that the Bulldogs were described as short-benched, which might go away towards perhaps explaining the result. It was not close in the slightest. It finished Tigers 2 18, Bulldogs 0. A lot of goals. Another heavily one-sided game in favour of Tigers 2. Back-to-back shutouts at home as well, scoring 24 and conceding none over the past couple of games. So Tigers 2 march on. Let's see where it takes them, shall we? The National League. Thursday action to get us underway the week just gone, and it all started in Peterborough as they played host to the Bees. A game actually saw another shutout, maybe a bit of a theme. Would it be this weekend? Spoiler alert, it won't be. Phantom 6, Bees 0. Bees have been putting in, or have turned out a couple of, pretty decent results recently. Phantoms winning, perhaps not a shock, but shutting out the Bees, who have generally sort of kept games tight, stayed in it, and sort of pinched stuff recently, particularly thinking back to previous weekend against Swindon, but no, none of it at Peterborough. On to Saturday, those Bees were in action again, and they were hosting Telford Tigers. As I said last week, well, it's a key stage of the season for Tigers anyway, but it's absolutely crucial, just have to beat the Bees. And that is what the Tigers did. A 5-3 win on the road. So 2 very important points. It would be enough to go above Solway Sharks if they lost, which they did at Swindon Wildcats. Pretty close game as well, it must be said. Wildcats 6, Sharks 5. Tight stuff. So Sharks are, definitely hanging on in there. Wildcats were just enough to get themselves back to winning ways after a no-point weekend the previous weekend. Elsewhere around the league, MK Lightning were at home to Leeds Knights. Interesting stuff. Lightning 2, Knights 4. A big win on the road there for Leeds Knights as they look to retain their title again. And last but not least, on the Saturday night, Hull Seahawks hosted the Raiders. This one finished Seahawks 8, Raiders 4. On to Sunday. I think the best way to describe Sunday would be close, and that's across all 5 games. We'll start with the Tigers. It was back-to-back weekend against the Bees. Finished 4-4. Went into overtime, and the Bees found a way to win it. They scored in overtime and took a 5-4 win. Point for the Tigers. I mean, don't get me wrong, points better than nothing, but against the Bees, really want to be taking 2 points. We've got some big games coming up over the next couple of weeks. We've also got a really tough-looking March, particularly sort of the final couple of weeks. So, really have wanted to have secured maximum points, but 3 out of 4, hey, do you know what? Guess we'll kind of take it at this stage of the season, but yeah. Bit frustrated we couldn't get all 4. So a Sharks win, if I can count, would be enough to bring them level on points with the Tigers. The Sharks couldn't manage that though. At Bristol, that one finished 5-5. Overtime couldn't find a winner, so it went to a shootout, and the Pitbulls won in the shootout. So 2 points there for Bristol to keep their playoff hopes alive, I guess. Keep themselves sort of in touch with Telford and Solway. So, interesting stuff going on towards the bottom of the league. Knights hosted the Lightning. So back-to-back weekend for these two. Pretty similar to the previous night. That being that the away team won. However, it was a little bit close this time. Knights 2, Lightning 3. I think last weekend I predicted they'd share the points. I just got it the wrong way around. I fancied both teams to win at home, but hey ho. Yeah, both have taken a couple of points. Does it make the title any clearer? No, not really. I don't think so. It's very much sort of as you were. The top three teams all took 2 points. The Wildcats only had the one game this weekend. Raiders hosted the Steel Dogs, another game that required overtime to separate them. The Steel Dogs picked up the winner in overtime to win 4-3. And last but not least, Phantoms 5, Seahawks 6. So a 4-point weekend there for Hull. That's the weekend that's gone. The weekend that's coming up. Are there big games? Well, we're kind of around about the last month of the season, just over. Yes, is the very simple answer. So, Saturday night, Sharks host the Seahawks. Seahawks, yeah, perhaps starting to pick up some good results at the moment, I guess. So, Seahawks win. Perhaps that's me being a bit optimistic and just wanting the Sharks to lose, because obviously with the situation they're in with Telford. But no, let's go for a Seahawks win there. Pitbulls host the Phantoms. Fancy the Phantoms to have just about enough to see off the Pitbulls there, so another away win. Wildcats host the Lightning. Wow, here's a nice big game. Yeah, poor MK. They had back-to-back against Leeds the previous weekend, and this upcoming weekend they got back-to-back against the Wildcats. But Saturday, Wildcats v Lightning. I will go for a home win. Swindon to win that one. Steel Dogs host the Bees. I fancy the Steel Dogs to win that one at home. And Raiders host the Knights. Knights to win that one. On to Sunday. It's a one-game weekend for the Tigers. And they have the Pitbulls visiting on Sunday. No ifs, no buts. Just need to win. I don't care if it's 1-0, 10-0, whatever it is. Just need to get 2 points. Yeah, if we're playing a team below us, I think it really is at that stage now if it's got to be 2 points. So Tigers to win on home ice. Bees host the Sharks. So the bottom four again are all in action against each other. Bees host the Sharks. I can see the Bees pipping that one. Perhaps overtime it might take. But yeah, Bees to register a win on home ice. Lightning to host the Wildcats. I fancy the Lightning to win that at home. I mean, who knows? It could end up just like the previous weekend with Leeds, where actually both away teams win. But now I'm going to go for both teams to get a home victory this weekend. Seahawks host the Steel Dogs. Seahawks to win that one, but it'll be close. And Knights to host the Raiders. Knights to win that one. So there's my predictions for the upcoming weekend. As always, leave a comment, get in contact with me, let me know what you're predicting to happen for the upcoming weekend. And as always, if you want to be a guest on the show, come on and talk about your team, just drop me a message, get in contact. Be more than happy to welcome you on. In terms of this episode, though, that's it for now. I'll be back this time next week. Bye for now.